Hi, my name is Caroline Manny, and I am the Liaison Librarian for the Education Department. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief tutorial of how to use the education resources in Little Memorial Library. We're going to start here on Midway University's homepage. If you go to Quick Links and scroll down to Library, then you'll be taken to Midway Little Memorial Library's homepage. If you scroll down past the picture, you'll see this yellow block, and if you click on that, it will take you to the main page for searching Little Memorial Library's resources. You can search for articles if you click on this link, or for books that you would pick up in the library physically if you click on Search Books, or you can search everything and decide what you want. So that is the basic idea of where you would search for materials if you're doing research in the library. However, I want to point out some valuable resources that are down here in these quick links. Specifically, I want to point out the research guides. If you click here on this research guides link, you will find subject guides for all the majors at Midway, including, of course, education. And if you scroll down to topic guides, I want to point out two topic guides that will be of particular interest to education graduate students. One is how to write an annotated bibliography, and one is how to write a literature review. If we click on how to write an annotated bibliography just real quickly, you will see that there is a page that briefly defines what an annotated bibliography is, why they are important, what you should do before you start one, and then, more importantly, what should be included in an annotative bibliography, including a sample of both the summative type of annotation and the critical or analytic annotation for an annotated bibliography. And on the last page, you'll find sources for more information about annotated bibliographies if you still have questions. Just wanted to point that out to you. But the most important feature here on the research guides page is under subject guides. If you click on the education subject guide. The education subject guide is designed specifically for education students, both the master's students and the undergraduate students. Under Find News, you'll find information from a variety of different education departments and news sources. These are RSS feeds, so they change constantly as the information in the sources change. So for example, Education Week is a education trade magazine, so you'll see all of the sources here are from February 20th, and this recording was made on February 21st, so they're pretty much right up to date, whereas the Kentucky Department of Education is obviously the KDE's website, so it updates articles somewhat more slowly. Under Find Websites, you'll find more federal and Kentucky websites related to education. You'll find some sources of statistics for education. You'll find some education best bet websites and some websites that are specific to subject areas like math, that are specific to lesson planning, that are specific to teaching methods, and that are specific to gifted or special education students. What's important about these websites is that they've already been vetted to be reliable web sources. On the next tab, you'll find sources of videos that might be of interest to the education student. I'm going to skip articles and do that last. Under Find eBooks, if you click the academic ebook collection, I'm going to open that in a new tab. Here you will need to log in with your Midway email address and your Midway email password. And once you've logged in, you'll see some of the featured ebooks. And if you look under Browse by Category, you can choose to browse by the Education category, which will bring up all of the 7,000 ebooks that we have for education. Or you can, up here in the search bar, you can type in a particular topic of education and search for just the books on that topic. To read one of the books, you'll just click on PDF full text and that will open up the book. Back to the LibGuide. If we go now to Find Articles, you will find the databases that are of particular use to education students. Academic Search Complete is a good general database. ERIC and the Professional Development Education Resources Information Center Professional Development Collection are great for education scholarly articles. And then you've got the Teacher Reference Center, which also has great scholarly articles. The last thing that I want to point out is if you go to the databases A through Z, you will see a list of all of our databases. And in those databases, you may find a few more interesting sources for education. For example, Explora for middle school or Explora for primary schools. And those databases give you resources that you might use when teaching classes on a variety of topics in those particular areas. Lastly, I want to point out, again, under the quick links on this main library search page, these links right here regarding choosing a topic, finding information, evaluating sources, those give students great information about how to use the library. In particular, under Finding Information, if we go to Search Tutorials for Midway's Common Databases, you will find videos on how to do basic catalog searches and basic WorldShare searches and basic database searches. In other words, how to use all the tools that we have in the library. I hope you found this brief tour of the Education Research Guide useful. And if you have any questions, never hesitate to contact library@midway.edu. Again, that's library@midway.edu with any questions that you have about finding articles.